Hello, and thanks for joining us on the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Gen Con and the gaming capital of the world, this is The Established Facts. What's up, everybody? This is your host, Big Don, and I'm going to go around the table real quick, introduce our panel, and then we will get into our new episode.
This is Josh.
Oh, I'm Keith again from Kicked Into Dice Bags, the Players Edition.
I'm Josh Prime.
Josh Prime.
I'm not
This
used
is
to my
Derpy
full
Prime.
name. I'm just-
Transformer.
And this is Big Don, your host for the episode. We are going to get into, in my opinion, probably one of the biggest debates of the year.
We've put this off long enough.
We have, and
Dude,
now that it's all out there, people get an opportunity to experience it for themselves. They'll have their own opinions on these, and so we definitely encourage you to leave those opinions on our Facebook page, Google Plus, Twitter account,
but
900 other different things. No, they're probably wrong. 900 other different ways you can get a hold of us.
Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter, and the Fear the Boot forums, and our own website,
That's right.
actually.
That's
So-
right. And we
Yes.
live in Indianapolis, so just come and find us. You can just stalk us.
Just fight me.
Just
I will. You name the place. I will be there.
I will
You
be
can
there
choose
with
the weapons.
dice
Let's
and
go.
toe.
parking lot
Dice.
3 o'clock after school.
I'm going to fight
It's a
that
throwdown.
That big hulking geek.
Did you see that? Brick killed a guy. Yeah, I killed a guy.
Oh, love it. All right. So, without further ado, we are going to talk Xbox One versus PS4. Now, are
I
we...
feel like we need theme music for this.
Yeah.
Like-
Dun, 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 dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun.
I know, we all
We
have
can't
our
do that,
own-
Dave.
Ready,
We have
fight.
our own, we have our own theme music. Each person has their own theme music for what this should be. Are we going to throw in the Wii U? Or are we just doing the two
No,
big
that's
guys?
no competition with me.
To the big
We
daddies.
can throw it in.
We
Sure.
can talk about it, but let's make it simple in the verses, because I don't think any of us are Wii players.
We poo.
The Wii Poo.
That's just terrible.
I love it.
Lance is going to
Yeah.
hate us.
It's all right.
care.
He has it. He can,
He
Whatever.
can be family friendly.
whatever. Anyhow, so I pretty much already know how this is going to go. So I'll go ahead and start with Josh. It's either
the
going to
dice
be
are stacked
going to
against
be
you.
one-sided one way or one-sided the other way.
I'm
I
used
figured
to
I would
this.
at least give you the opportunity to start. 'cause-
It's a PlayStation 4 all the way.
okay, there you go, Keith.
I'm gonna go with the Ouya.
Yeah? Go with the Jaguar.
Go
The Jaguar.
for gaming consoles
Yeah,
all the
man,
way.
there you go.
No, I am Team Xbox.
And that's
Team
simply
Xbox.
because he bought one.
I have one.
He doesn't own a PS4 yet.
I bought one. I will own a PS4 eventually, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. And Prime? Right, Xbox One for the Martyr Boys.
Exactly.
Silence speaking volumes right now.
That's right. That's
Not
right.
really. I've been the PlayStation fanboy in this freaking podcast since the beginning. So
I thought it was going to be the other way with you guys. I
No.
thought you guys were
No,
all on
see-
the Sony tip.
No,
No.
normally the way it falls
Sony
is
is a no-no.
Josh is our Sony mark,
yep.
and then
Yeah.
myself.
The only one.
He's not
I'm
the
not the
only
only
one.
one.
Tony's a Sony mark.
Well,
he likes.
Well,
Tony's
he
a
likes-
PC mark with who owns a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because he knows
Nah.
if he's going to have
Yeah.
a console, that was the better purchase.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true because it's upgraded.
Just sneak that in there.
It is. It's true.
It's the better purchase, really. I mean,
It's true.
Oh, I've talked I've had quite a few
The
conversations on
PC is
this.
definitely the best console you can possibly buy without it being a
Steambox. I can't wait.
That's
SteamOS.
$1,000 not worth spending, but we'll get into that in a minute too.
I love how this
Dang.
started with a Xbox One versus PS4. Now it's like versus the Ouya versus the Wii U versus the Steambox.
Well,
like
the Ouya is like already done. That thing is on its way out.
It's out.
That is bad. The
I don't know.
controller
Have you actually
sucks.
seen one?
I've seen them in Target. They're in Target
like
now.
this
it's bad.
big.
The controller sucks. And
The
It's
controller
like-
is like, I want to be an
better
Xbox
for you.
controller.
It's better for you to go to Goodwill and buy one of those things that just plugs into your RCA plug-in. That looks like an Atari controller.
It's probably
So
just better
good.
to try and play an app on your phone.
Yeah, if you
honestly.
just play an app game on your phone,
Well,
you're
that's what
probably
you're
doing
doing.
better. Yeah,
The Ouya
it's apps on your TV.
Yeah, it is. It's an Android gaming console. It runs all Android games.
So you can play Angry Birds on your big screen.
Hey, you can do that. That like one of the.
Oh, that's right. You can do that through Xbox, or you can do that through PS4, or you can do that through
It's-
Xbox
it's right.
360, or the PS3, or
Angry
even
Birds-
the Wii.
It's
Or
Angry
you can
Birds
just buy
Star
an
Wars was a
Atari.
release game for the PlayStation
Yeah.
4.
Right.
Or you can just buy an Atari 2600 and be
Yeah,
happy.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Play games that are actually challenging.
Right?
All right.
You're gonna
So-
put me on the spot, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean you were the only
You're the
PS4
black
mark,
sheep.
so go for it.
Okay, you can call me the black sheep, but I actually own one. Okay,
He does. I think out of every Keith, have you gotten to play PS4 yet?
I played one at a Best Buy, and I played Knack, and that was a fun experience.
Okay. So
I like the controller.
the
Sony
three of
props
us-
to Sony. They fixed the DualShock because
Yeah.
the DualShock 3 sucked. I hated the triggers. Those little like convex trigger things. Those things were terrible. I got those real trigger things. I put them on there. The things that make it go outward.
Yeah.
They're little plastic clip-on things.
Concaved triggers.
Yeah, it was just bad. They didn't
So
hold a
anyhow-
charge. You couldn't switch out the
Anyhow.
batteries on them.
So
it was terrible.
Most of
didn't
us
hold
have,
a charge. Are you kidding me? The PlayStation 3 controllers lasted longer than
Oh
any
my
controller I've
goodness.
ever
I
had in my
got
life.
3 dead controllers, son. I got 3 dead controllers. The thing won't connect to my PlayStation 3.
anyhow. Okay.
It's real talk.
So I know real talk. Yeah. So I know that. Have you gotten to play the Xbox One yet, Josh?
I actually had not.
Okay.
Oh, so you have a
So I think everyone else, myself, Prime, and Keith, have gotten to play both consoles in at least
Indeed.
even in a limited
I wanted
fashion.
to, but when I went to the Best Buy, I've been there like 3 times in the process buying stuff for the console or whatever, and I've seen
they
it.
can't even get one.
It's like, well, no, they have one set up, and the first time I went, the controller wasn't there. The second time I
that's
went,
just
the
dumb.
everything was there, but the TV wasn't on. And then the third time I went there, the controller was there, but the battery pack was gone.
Typical Best Buy
horrible.
fashion.
That's horrible. And I know which Best Buy you're talking about. So
I've only been to the Avon one.
the even one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now I definitely know which one you're talking about.
Keith is like, oh yeah, Avon. That's
Yeah,
still,
Avon, yeah.
That's a city in
still 3
Indiana.
days away.
Indiana.
That's a place.
3 days away.
Isn't that some
That's
kind
a-
of makeup product or
Yeah.
something? Avon?
Avon. Is that where it's from? Is that where Avon comes from?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. I think
I
that's
think
from
it came
France.
from the Indians.
Yeah, maybe. It's probably
Well,
French.
it's an old. I almost said Shawanti, but I've been playing way too much Pathfinder. I'm mixing Shawanti with like real Native American stuff.
Yeah.
God, I want to
Betsy
make. I want to
Ross.
make another Anchorman joke, but that's a bad one.
Betsy
It's an
Ross.
old Spanish
wore
translation.
Avon.
I think it means we'll leave it there.
Wales. Brr.
Okay.
I was going with
Pretty sure it means
Wayne's World. Oh,
Wayne's World.
Milwaukee or The Promised Land. Does this guy know how to party or what?
Oh
So,
my goodness.
PlayStation
gracious.
4.
Yes, please. Before we get onto another tangent of something else.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the obvious one, which is the sticker price of $100 cheaper.
Yeah.
That I thought was the biggest bombshell in this entire fight.
Yeah.
That they came out and said, we're going to put this thing out for $399 and we're going to drop the base PlayStation 3 price down to $199, where they've now made the entire lineup relatively affordable.
Yeah.
out of the gate with the whole announcement of the consoles and the E3 thing where you had the Microsoft backpedal of doom.
Oh, my God.
After Sony was like, we're going to let you use your used games and not require an internet connection and not require a camera. All this stuff. And then Microsoft was like, well, you...
Us too.
Sure, yes.
Their marketing team should have been dragged out into the street and shot. That was some of the worst communication and public relations I've seen any company have.
I'm going to have
Sony hella dropped the mic at EA.
Oh, yeah.
It was just at E3. It was just like, and they didn't do anything. They really didn't say anything. They just said, we're keeping things the same.
Except for the hidden, we're going to charge you for online multiplayer.
That was amazing. People cheered for that.
And that's a sort of thing. We're like, do you guys realize what he just said? But okay, whatever.
Plus is a good value add though. I mean, I'm not a plus subscriber because I don't really play. My PlayStation 3 is disconnected at this point. I don't. Okay. It just sits there. I have one.
Fine. The PlayStation Plus in my opinion, puts Xbox Live to shame in terms of services. I won't say that in terms of online play yet because I don't play much online. I can't say that outright. But for $10 cheaper, you get 3 to 5 free games per month, heavy discounts on a lot of new games that are coming out. It's surprisingly, there's a surprising value add there, of course, yes.
They kind of had to, though, because original PSN was kind of... and there's still some things that are bad about it.
Yeah, but it's gotten better from there. The other element of this is...
Well, and that's on PS3.
But the PlayStation 4 also, technologically speaking, is even a step above that of the Xbox One. And this is going to be a little bit more of a geek speak, but for those of you that listen that are geek speak, your consoles are running a nearly identical processor. I think the Xbox One is clocked slightly higher. So they're both running these 8-core Jaguar AMD processors.
Sick processors.
They're freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
However, the Xbox is using standard RAM to run the operating system, all the live tiles and so forth you see, and then graphics
gigs.
RAM. Well, it's 3 gigs for the operating system, 5 gigs for graphics.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was reversed.
And then,
Got it.
But the PlayStation said, you know what? We're going to use all 8. Graphics memory, a faster clocked memory, a better lower power memory, all this stuff, and it's going to be all graphics processing for the entire system, and we're only going to use 1 gig for our operating system. Mm-hmm. That is a major difference, and from a tech guy, I'm a computer engineer at heart, that's a big difference there. Now, when you add in the camera, which doesn't have a ton of uses right now, it is only $40 cheaper than the Xbox One. Its total is $399 plus $60 plus $59 whatever versus the $499 which comes with the Kinect.
Yeah,
but you out of the box. It's supported Twitch TV streaming, which Xbox has said is not coming until next year.
Which I'm fine with it if as long as it's when it comes out it's good. Like I'm fine with them holding back stuff if it's ready. I
saw something today that literally people are using their PlayStation Eye camera and Twitch TV to produce broadcast television shows at their house through Twitch TV on their PlayStation 4. That's ridiculous, but it's a brilliant use of the hardware. The Blu-ray playback. Granted, both consoles came out needing day one updates. That pretty much is how it happens. The PlayStation 4, owning a 3D TV, though I don't use it very often, I do own one. The PlayStation 4 supports 3D playback. The Xbox One does not, even though it has a Blu-ray drive in it. Those are just a few of the examples, and I haven't even gotten to the gaming element of it. The amount of exclusives.
Where it's had all the same PC games for the last year. Rogue Legacy.
Yeah, they both are doing that. Especially now that they're PCs, they're going to be able to do that. They're going to be able to run PC games as it is on these consoles. But PlayStation 3's depth of the depth of their exclusives for PlayStation 3 really outshined the Xbox 360 from a depth perspective, not from a sales perspective. The different games like you've even played it, The Last of Us, Beyond Two Souls, they made a big deal out of. The Uncharted series, that was all coming up for the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 4, they've already announced things like The Order 1866, I think is what, or 1886, which is this new third-person shooter, steampunk age fantasy, like Vampire Werewolves game or whatever, PlayStation 4 exclusive. Uncharted's coming to the PlayStation 4. Those are all just a few reasons why the PlayStation 4 was the better purchase. Guess who's been thinking about this for a while?
Hey, that's fine.
Yes.
That's totally fine. Because I'm going to go to Keith next, and that's just going to give me 2 more people to get all the way over to my side, and then I'll be good.
So, for me, most of my friends played on 360. And whenever someone asks me, hey, Keith, what console should I get because I care about your opinion, I tell them, go where your games are and go where your friends are. Because that's what you're going to be, you're going to want to play stuff with your friends. That's what it comes down to it. For me, I like Uncharted. I bought a PS3 just to play the PS3 exclusives, just to play Last of Us, just to play Uncharted. I don't like
Killzone.
Killzone. I don't really like it. Don't really like how it controls. But for the most part, yeah, they got solid exclusives. For me, Titanfall was the number one reason why I got an Xbox One. And the TV stuff, as someone that still has a cable subscription, is pretty cool.
You can't accept it looks terrible.
No, it looks fine. Looks great on mine. Looks about the same.
I was going to say, you're talking about a guy who owns one versus a guy who's seen...
Are you talking about the Xbox One? It looks perfectly fine? Or
Yeah, like when it's playing through, like when you run your cable box through the Xbox, it works fine. Sometimes there's a little bit of loading, but it's not bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean that they really haven't integrated well with the cable manufacturers. The screen that lays over on the Xbox One does not lay over well over most of the cable companies' menus. So it's like, watch ESPN, and then you literally watch it, dial into ESPN, and you see the guide pop up on the thing. There was a lot of gripes that came out of that.
With my cable subscriber, which I won't release, it works fine. It doesn't get in the menus. It doesn't have DVR access, but I can see that coming in an update once they kind of get that more squared in. Because I don't really watch a lot of live TV. I live out of my DVR. I don't.
Fair enough.
I mean, I can't stand commercials because of DVR.
Yeah, exactly. Killer Instinct is awesome. I love that game, and it's just Xbox. I like the service that they provide. Yes, we just not getting the free games thing, and the Games for Gold initiative has been kind of lukewarm at best. There's been some good games, but it was a lot of old stuff that most of that stuff I already had. That was the only kind of disappointing thing with it. With PlayStation Plus, they do give you, it's a great service. If I played my PlayStation more, I'd probably get it. I will eventually have both. It's just, I had more money weighing me down in my checking account. And I knew it'd be harder to get an Xbox One later if my financial situation changed. But I love the controller. I wasn't really sure with Sony's controller. I did not enjoy the DualShock 3. As far as the games that they have lined up for their launch window, the only thing I really wanted to play was maybe... and it's not even their launch window. It's out in March. That's Infamous Second Son. That one looks pretty cool. And depending on my financial situation and if I'm going to commit to trying to go to Gen Con this year, we'll kind of weigh...
Well, I gotta
pay rent.
Josh has a PS4, so you just buy the game, come to Gen Con, and you can play it on Josh's PS4.
As a matter of fact, you could probably Redbox it.
He will probably have the game.
Yeah.
Well, I won't even have to buy the game. He'll have the game. So I just need to show up.
Yeah, more than
there you go.
likely.
There you go. Just get your plane ticket and your Gen Con bag. You're set. You are set.
But I mean, it just for me, it's just I didn't really like initially PSN. It wasn't very reliable for me when I played games online. I'm a big fighting game fan. It did okay, but like shooters, I didn't really like it for it. Downloads took forever. And with the initial vision that they had for the Xbox One, I was okay with that. My console has been connected online forever. I can't remember the last time my console hasn't been online. I am all down for installing my games and never having to change out discs. I was hoping for the Steam kind of the situation we have with Steam. We don't trade games on Steam. We don't have a buyback thing. We don't have a used games market on Steam, and we get amazing deals with Steam. And the things that they were saying initially before they backpedaled everything like a bunch of idiots and letting like the kind of message get away from them. I was cool with all that stuff. My stuff's always connected online. I don't care if I have to check in once a day. That's doable. I can do that. If my it's out, it's been out like once in like 2 years. Time code that S word. There you go.
I just have to hit the letter.
Like I was cool with all that stuff, and it kind of made me mad that they backpedaled so much. I understand why they did it, because they let the message get away from them. They had to, just because, and people still think that way. I had somebody, one of my friends, tell me, "Oh, there was this patch that was taking back all the things they said after E3 about like letting you not play games, not playing used games and stuff like that." And it's crazy how much stigma this console has had, and it's going to be months. They've already kind of released some like sales numbers. Of course, they also launched in more regions this launch. They've already said they've sold out 1 million consoles, but they've also released in Europe, America, like 13 other regions.
Whereas the PlayStation only launched in the U.S. It launches everywhere else the 29th.
Japan is February.
Yeah, well,
because they can.
Yeah, both of them though are launching in Japan late.
Yeah, because we have seen over the last cycle a big kind of like turn away of like the Japanese gaming market. Like before, like dude, like the mid '90s, dude, Japan was on its games. Yeah. Final Fantasy. All that stuff.
People in America wanted to buy the Japanese version because it was the full version of the game versus the edited version that came over here.
And Japanese game development just got up its own butt. It kind of got backwards, and people started going like, "Oh, I don't like games that kick me in the nuts like constantly. I don't have a bunch of time to play games, so I kind of want to just get in, play my game, get it done." And that's kind of where the Western kind of game like just focus has gone, like the whole World of Warcraft mentality. Just make it easier, just better or worse. That's kind of where the direction everything's been heading. And now we have silence.
No, you're good. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Bro, I would like to hear your perspective on this.
My perspective is
he's the aggressive one.
Yeah, and I have to censor myself.
That'd be nice.
So, my thing is, first of all, just because of all the backlash that the PlayStation Network has had in the past, because of
security compromises too.
That's exactly where I was getting at. I don't feel comfortable with putting my debit card number on anything that has to do with buying anything on the PlayStation Network, considering the issues that they've had in the past.
Boom!
However, if I had an Xbox Gold account, I would absolutely put my debit card on there to get, to buy, a year's worth of
Tell him, son.
membership,
Yeah,
or,
give it to him.
Random game A or whatever. You know what I mean?
I just love what's going on between Keith and my brother.
He's my shoulder angel.
That's right. Lay it down. Drop
him.
that mic.
Preach it, brother.
Cut him down.
Oh, I love it. Anyhow.
Not to mention the fact that I've played first-person shooters on the PlayStation 4. I've played... they didn't really have any first-person shooters for me to play on the Xbox One, but they had Killer Instinct.
That game's awesome.
Forza.
And Forza, which I don't really like Forza, but because I don't really like racing games. But I've played on the Xbox 360 first-person shooters, and I much rather prefer the feel of the Xbox 360 controller over the PlayStation controller, even the new PlayStation 4 controller.
That PS4 controller is decent. It's pretty good.
I mean, it's better than the last one. I'll give it that. But
just because it's just better than a turd doesn't make it.
Yeah, that's true. And it's got the little touchscreen. It's got the I was playing.
Okay, hang on, time out. This is what I think is great about this. when Josh was giving his argument, it was like everybody was concentrating on Josh, and I wrote some notes down, and it was really cool. Like I give props to Josh because
he's
going to stand his ground, and that's cool. And then Keith was there, and Keith is giving the other side of the argument, and Keith's going to stand his ground. And it's like, so we're all listening to Keith. We're all listening to John. Or Josh. I don't know. I called you John. Sorry. We're listening to Josh. We're listening to Keith. And then all of a sudden my brother starts going. And it's like, all of a sudden there's this team forming between the two of them.
We've gained an alliance.
And Josh is just sitting here like shaking his head like, are you serious?
This is how you win at Catan.
That's right. You team
this is
up
how you
with
win
everyone
any
else.
board game.
That's right.
You make an alliance that shouldn't exist, and you screw everyone over, and then you duke it out. And then you go like, do you want to win? I don't know. Do you want to win? I'm cool with that. All right.
I got the
I'll
longest
hand you
road.
the game.
I mean, it's cool.
I got the longest road, yeah. Anyhow,
Yeah.
sorry.
So, anyways, getting back to the topic at hand before we waste too much time ranting. I like to feel more so of the Xbox controller with the PlayStation.
Mine says day one on it.
Does it really?
That's why I like it.
That's baller.
Yeah.
That's why I like it, because I pre-ordered it in July.
I don't know if the
Pre-ordered mine in June.
I know the PlayStation
Show
4
off.
controller has a.
He had half of his games and a controller in his house before his console ever got
This
in.
is true. 2
I
weeks
had-
before the.
Seriously, I had a PlayStation 4 controller sitting at my house 2 weeks before the freaking console.
You can
release.
run that off of computers and stuff too.
I know, I heard,
Yeah.
but it was like, no, I'm not launching this thing until my PS4 is here. It's not happening. Anyway,
Anyhow.
sorry, continue
They have-
telling me why your crappy console's good.
Hey
No,
now,
I'm actually.
Hey now.
I was going to defend the controller, but you know what? You can just burn the PlayStation 4 for all I care.
Okay, then you can stop playing it.
Wow. We put it that way. Anyways.
Wow.
No,
Oh,
the
man.
PlayStation-
So
there's no
good.
recovery from
Oh
that.
my gosh.
No, but when the PlayStation 4 has like this touchscreen type thing in the middle, which isn't really being utilized all that much. It is in the new Killzone and the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but otherwise, I don't think it's been used in any of the
And the
other
little
games that
AR
have just
box
come out.
game.
Yeah.
The mini games on the PS4 console. Are
I
actually
will
pretty
say, though that the PlayStation, in general, the PlayStation Network does have a bit more support with the independent gaming companies that are coming out with the new games versus the Xbox, which I don't know necessarily what they have in regards to independent games, but yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
a cool looking controller.
That's
we're-
the only
For all
difference.
you
I was
in-
kind
for
of
all you in
disappointed with
podcast
that.
land, since Keith is Skyping in, we got him on a TV, and he's just showing us his little day one monogram controller. It says day one 2013.
I'm sorry, I won't give Microsoft credit. He is hanging out with us right now.
If we
What
were
did I
using
say?
Skype, I could Skype from my
Oh, I
Xbox
thought,
One.
sorry. That's right. We're on Google. I forgot. My bad.
I forgot you guys switched over to Google Hangouts. Like, oh, cool. I'll just call in on my Xbox. It'll be chill. And okay. Other favorite thing I like about the Xbox One, game DVR is cool for dumb videos that I can make and then post on Instagram.
I was able to do that day one from the PlayStation 4.
I do that day one too. But I can get the
Twitch.
file. I can basically take 5 minutes of gameplay, export it into SkyDrive, gives it to me as an MP4.
Does that new Xbox controller have a share button on it?
No share button. It has a.
That's crap.
But I can just go like Xbox record that, and it records it. So
Okay,
suck
well,
it.
The
I'll give you
PlayStation
that.
4 records the last 15 minutes of your gameplay and allows you to edit it on the console before you post it.
Why need 15 minutes when I only need 5? That's all I gotta say.
And then there's that. All right, so I think I've
yeah.
pretty much made all of my points that
Okay.
I need to make up for the
All right.
Xbox.
Good.
So you can go ahead, Donald.
All right. So now that we have gotten the thorough bashing of PS4
I'm gonna get both.
versus Xbox
As much
One.
I'm just like talking trash with Josh, but
I know.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
get both.
saying, right? Right.
I just-
normally it's us like secretly giving
I get
Chad
to-
or Keith crap, and now Keith is on this side of.
I can finally defend myself.
There you go. There you
I will
go.
cut people.
All
I don't
right.
give a crap.
So, I'm just going to put this out there that I am a huge Xbox and Microsoft mark. I owned the original Xbox and the 360, and I will own an Xbox One probably this time next year. because I'll wait until they come out with some of the really cool exclusive bundles and things like that.
There's not a lot of games.
There's not. And to be honest,
for both consoles.
That is always my hang-up. I have literally never bought a console in its very first run, only, and not because I have any lack of faith in being able to take it back if it's not running correctly or what have you, but I really enjoy being able to pick up my console and to pick up 3 or 4 games that I have watched come out or am looking forward to coming out when that console's out. That's kind of my thing. Like, I want to sit down with 3 or 4 games and grind it out. I know Josh did that kind of with his PS4. He's got six games.
Nice.
But I know 2 of those games you're probably hardly ever going to play. Because I don't see you playing NBA 2K14 very often.
Actually, I've played it more than I've played Madden.
Really?
Yeah, because I can put it in an hour game very quickly.
Oh, okay.
The reason I buy Madden and NBA both are that, man, I just want to get a quick game in.
Yeah, let me grind something out real quick, yeah.
They're great for that. I haven't played Killzone yet, and Knack I haven't played yet, but I really want to.
I'll be honest.
Knack is fun.
If you like games like Spyro, if you were a Ratchet and Clank fan, if you are a Crash Bandicoot fan, you will love Knack.
Yeah.
I was not.
I understand.
So I am not really a Knack fan, but I will say, because my brother and I played it, it was entertaining. It was fun, and it was a good game to kind of hang out and just play for 45 minutes or so. I am more of the first-person shooter / RPGer. I love Assassin's Creed, as I've said multiple times on this show.
Anything with a good storyline.
And Keith brought this up, and this is probably the number one reason why I will buy an Xbox One. I will probably eventually buy a PS4. My brother may buy one, and I might just use his, but exclusive,
probably not going to happen.
That's fine. Exclusive titles for me is really, and to be honest, that's usually what gets people into the game consoles that they have, is the exclusive titles. Josh is a huge Uncharted fan, and I enjoy Uncharted, but I enjoy Halo so much more. And Halo is my game. Assassin's Creed is my thing, but that's obviously not exclusive. And as Keith said, Titanfall. That game looks sick. And Rise,
do you like Call of Duty? You like robots? Well, we took robots and Call of Duty and combined it together. That's Titanfall.
I'm not a big Call of Duty fan, but I'm definitely.
Rise looks crazy good.
Of all the games I saw from Xbox One, and Titanfall does look good.
Yeah.
Rise made me go.
Oh my gosh! It's like,
okay, I'm just gonna play that right now.
I'm gonna have to.
Are you? Oh, I love it. Anyhow, he's
whatever.
Oh, he's moving his webcam over, and there it is, right there.
There's you can hear it. Yeah, this is great podcasting. I'm not
very
do that.
well. So yeah, exclusive titles definitely a big thing for me. And then as far as like just the overall market of games, that's usually what I look forward to. As far as the operating system goes, I know you kind of did your little geek speak thing about the RAM that it runs off of, and I totally agree that it's really sweet that Sony is running off of 8 gigs of dedicated digital RAM. But
and the cell processor was awesome.
Yeah,
it was.
But
and
the biggest thing that Xbox has, the Microsoft has, that they market to, is their Kinect dashboard. And that is why it runs off of 5 gigs.
You mean the Windows 8 dashboard?
It doesn't matter, yes. I mean, it's stylized. It is a Windows 8 dashboard, but it's stylized for the Kinect so that it's cool and it's Xboxy. Yeah, exactly. And I really, unlike some people, I really love the Kinect dashboard, and I really love the Kinect in general. Like, I know when I worked
Kinect,
at
Go ahead,
Kinect
Keith. Works now.
Yeah.
That and I okay. People that are on this podcast can see my tiny apartment bedroom, and old Kinect would not work in here.
Right.
New Kinect,
you have to have 6 to 8 feet to be able to play it.
Yeah.
New Kinect,
increase it to 3.
It's like 2 to 3.
Yeah, it's literally like the things on top of my TV. My bed's like literally like 2-3 feet away from my TV. And it works good. Granted, they've designed it where you can do it where you're sitting down, because they realize we don't like to stand up and do things.
Right.
We're not a very active people. But it works now. It recognizes you. It works in the dark.
Does it really?
Oh yeah. My room is like right now. I got the light on, but like when I was setting it up last night, like with the old Kinect, with the lighting that I had in here.
Yeah.
It wouldn't pick me up. and it picks me up pretty good.
Well, that's awesome.
So it's not dark. It does better in lower light.
Low light.
Well, yeah. I should qualify that statement a little bit better.
That's all right.
It works in better low light. But
okay,
going back to your point.
So yeah, I mean the Kinect. I love the Kinect, and I like the Kinect a lot more than the PlayStation Move stuff. And I really love.
It can work. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I love the Kinect dashboard because it's just kind of fun. Like I enjoy playing with the Kinect dashboard, and probably next to exclusive titles, my biggest reason for owning Xbox and wanting to own an Xbox One is definitely the marketplace. Like Xbox Live Gold is my thing. I love Xbox Live Gold, and it definitely comes back to what Keith had to say about being able to play games with your friends, because there's a lot of people that I work with that own Xboxes, and 9 times out of 10, I know that Joshy, you don't play a whole lot online. So if I want to come over and play a game with you, I can just call you and say, hey, dude, I want to come over and let's rock out on some wrestling or let's play some football or something like that. And I know that's not going to be a problem. So, I mean...
I bought an Xbox 360 for that exact reason.
For
to play
Halo.
online with you guys.
Yeah.
And I will probably own... And I'm saying this, that I will probably about this time next year have an Xbox One as well.
And I own an Xbox 360, and I will definitely buy a PS3 because... again,
PS3 or PS4?
PS3.
Yeah.
Because they're like $200
PS3,
now.
yeah, and they're going to be $200 at Black Friday for the 250 gig console.
I'll probably buy a PS3 for $200.
Because I really, really want... There are exclusive content on both the Xbox and the PS3 that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want my console just so I can play Infamous. I mean, that series is just awesome, and or I want God of War. Now a lot of people are like, well, we kind of had this discussion earlier, like the Xbox One doesn't run Call of Duty in 1080p. I could give 2 big fat poos about Call of Duty because I am not a Call of Duty fan, and I know that there are a lot of people out there, and there's probably a lot of people I'm going to get hate from because I'm not a big Call of Duty fan. I enjoy the sci-fi, para-realistic, but not like, hey, you're a dude in Nam kind of.
You would enjoy Killzone.
Yeah, I like Killzone. I'm just not a big sandboxy guy either. So, like, I enjoy.
You want to be railroaded?
I do. I love Skyrim, but that's my biggest complaint. Is like. Skyrim, I am like a level, like in my mid-level 30s in Skyrim. I have still not completed like the 3rd quest in the main storyline of that game because I got, all ADD on the game, and I'm doing all kinds of other things with the Thieves Guild and the Assassins Guild.
I'm pretty sure I only closed about 5 of the 25 Oblivion portals in Oblivion.
Yeah.
So
and again, I love role playing games. I'm an avid tabletop role player. I'm an avid video game role player. I like a good, heavy, crunchy, linear storyline that has some bonus stuff that you can do on the side. Assassin's Creed is that for me. Like there's enough sandboxy there for me to go, you know what? I just want to run around and kill a bunch of animals and skin them so I can unlock some achievements because I've only got 30 minutes or so to play. I don't want to get too far into the storyline from where I'm at. But when I do, I know exactly where I'm going, and I know exactly what I got to do to get there. So
buy Xbox One.
That's right, buy an Xbox One.
I like
the controller is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like the PS4 controller. It's really comfortable as well. But
I'm going to give you the biggest reason why I went PlayStation 4. And this is why. I still have the Fat Boy. I still have first release, the one that
PS3,
came out of the PlayStation 3 that's still backwards compatible. The only issue I've ever had...
Same here. The
only issue I've had with it was if the hard drive was too full, it started locking up. Swap it out with a bigger hard drive or delete enough stuff. Starts working just fine.
Yeah, you're good.
And the Red Ring of Death, if you're going to bring up the PlayStation Network security scandal, the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death scandal is just as bad.
But it's bad.
They took care of it.
I mean, the difference is you're talking about a network thing versus a system thing. If I have to go out and spend a little bit more money to get it replaced, or the nice thing about the Red Ring of Death is it was, as long as it was within your warranty, they replace your Xbox.
Passwords were compromised on the PlayStation Network. Very few people actually were impacted by it.
That's true.
It was
but a lot of people were impacted.
I mean, you're gonna find that more people are going to rant and rave about Sony PlayStation Network failing with their passwords than they are going to talk about the PS4 and its follies. Mm-hmm. Just like most people are going to talk about Xbox One and then backing out about this and that and everything else versus
the Red Ring of Death.
The Red Ring of Death. Because that's what's current. That's what people know now.
Well, the Red Ring of Death isn't really current though.
But not what. But I'm saying my point is. That's what's going to carry people over. I am in total agreement with you, Keith, that I feel like if I own a PC and I'm buying games for that PC, I'm going to get a registered code to install that game onto my PC, and I'm not going to be able to use that on another PC. It's been like that for years and years and years and years. And I feel like people who play consoles, they're just too uptight about that. And it's like, look, if your friend really wants to play Halo, have him come over to your house and play it with you. Or have him go out and buy it himself. That's, in my opinion, that's what it should be. I think that's eventually where it will be.
It will.
But people are they're just too tight and they're just too paranoid about, well, I want to be able to go to, GameStop. I almost said EB Games. I want to go to I want to go to GameStop.
Pour one out for EB Games.
There you go. Yeah. I want to go to GameStop and I want to buy the newest Madden, but I don't want to spend $60 on it. I'd rather spend $55, or whatever. So, anyhow.
That Best Buy Epic Bundle thing got me. I got one of those. It's okay. So it's like $800 for the PS4, $880 for the Xbox One. They're doing this new thing where if you get into their loyalty program, you get 20% off new games.
Yep.
So if you buy
dude,
I've got that.
That's worth it.
I did that and like 2 games, another controller. Warranty on it, did a whole 9 yards on it. And
I only paid $30 for my 2 years of that 20% off because I got a coupon for being Elite Plus or whatever, something from Best Buy. But when I was buying my PlayStation 4 games, Amazon was matching a thing from Target, which was buy 2 get 1 free. So that's why I have 6 games. I have no idea if I'll play them all, but it's a heck of a deal. I've read multiple reviews now. I am not surprised that the majority of my friends are more Xbox One. I'm really not. I know that I'm what some would people in a minority, especially in the U.S. For the longest time, the PlayStation 3 was beating the crap out of the Xbox 360 overseas. But in the U.S., because everyone knows Microsoft here, 360 was doing much better. Until just recently, where actually the PlayStation 3 started to lean over. I'm not surprised by that. But most of the reviews said one of 2 things. Number one, if you absolutely cannot wait for the console, make your decision based off the games that are going to come out and that are currently coming out. Yeah. Your decision on the game, because when it comes to content and the wonky menus or whatever, blah, 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 that stuff changes. Software updates change. In the end, it's going to come down to the game you want to play and how you want to play it. Yeah. Or wait. If you can wait.
Wait till March.
Yeah.
At least. That's when the first decent games from both of these consoles are really coming out. Yeah. And remember the launch lineup for the 360? It was Perfect Dark Zero, which was a terrible game, and it's just the consoles are out, but we're really not going to see the full scope of all of this for another year and a half.
Right.
Yeah, it's because most of the gaming companies look at it and go, "I want to wait and develop this game properly so that I can get the best."
Well, and the one thing, and I had this conversation with somebody at work, the one thing that, people still don't take into account for all the time, and it's been this way since the Super Nintendo came out, you are going to have 1 million, billion, trillion, whatever, consoles sold worldwide. A large percentage of those consoles are going to have something go wrong with them within the first 6 months. And whether it be a system thing or whether it be a hardware thing, the fact of the matter is, there's going to be, even though you may have to update it 9,000 times between now and then, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people want that new fresh thing because it's the new fresh thing. And they want to be on the edge of the stuff that's coming out. And a lot of people like myself, I want to be on the back burner watching things come out and going, dude, that does look really rad. I really think that's a cool looking game. I am really excited about being able to go and buy the first and second copy of that and grinding it out and playing them both. So, I think more than anything, what I'm excited about when it comes to both the PS4 and the Xbox One is just now that we are in the age of the new generation of consoles, what is truly going to happen? Because the capacity of the PS3 and the capacity of the Xbox 360 was tapped 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So the sky is the limit at this point when it comes to the new consoles, and I am super stoked to find out what's going to happen. With whether it be new Gears of War and Halo coming out, or whether it be a new Uncharted with like 3D animation or what have you. It's just going to be sweet to kind of see it all unfold in front of us. So
we're gamers. We want to play games, and
That's
games
right.
are going to keep coming out, and it's going to be, in the end, it's going to be good for us anyways.
That's right.
Well, and Microsoft and Sony have committed themselves to stating that the last two consoles were designed to go 10 years. And Sony hit that mark with the PlayStation 2 plus 2 years. It went 12 years before they stopped making the thing.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation 3, people are still going to be releasing games for both the 360 and the PlayStation 3. They're high definition, very highly capable games that are going to be coming out. And I do suggest, if people listening here do not have either one of those consoles, with Black Friday and the holiday bundles that are coming out, get out there and get you them, because there's some really good games on those old, and they're not even old consoles. The last generation of consoles. They're completely worth it. It's whatever the argument may be. Microsoft did really well with the 360 and the Kinect and that entire bundle. I mean, they're saying $199 for the 4 gig Kinect holiday bundle that's going to be coming out this year, and one without the Kinect and a 250 gig hard drive is going to be $199. PlayStation 3, they're going to be $149 for the 12 gig. Version, and $199 for the 250 gig that comes with The Last of Us and Arkham Origins.
Those are
$60 games.
They're brand new games.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's in your best interest if you are a gamer, even if you're not a gamer that's going to buy a ton of games up front. If you plan on having your console for as long as you had your last generation of consoles, buy the larger gigabyte, spend the $50, get the bigger one, because
especially if you're going Microsoft.
I'm just saying.
Just
because
being honest.
No, it's true, because they do so many different updates and they do so many different DLC updates that if you don't have the larger console, or if you don't have the larger hard drive, even just a matter of 10 or 12 games over the next 5 or 6 years, you're going to tap yourself out.
Yeah. So,
anyhow, all right. Well, with all that, we are going to go ahead and close this show. We want to thank Keith again for being on our show. I hope you enjoy rocking out with your new Xbox One.
I do.
I want to thank Prime and Joshy for being on the show tonight with me. And Josh, go ahead. Make sure you rock out on your PS4. Lance, our friend Lance, we're gonna send out a tribute, and we hope that you rock out with your Wii U out.
I didn't even talk about.
And for all you Ouya owners, we're sorry.
We should have a podcast just talking about just how Nintendo's just really
That's
gone
too close
down
to like an AA meeting.
Now I'm totally with you, and here's the spoiler.
Not tonight, but
not tonight. Yeah.
Super Mario World 3D apparently
looks awesome.
is supposed to be just this amazing game that makes the Wii U completely worth a purchase.
Yeah.
So
one game.
you know what? Look at how many
I will say
Wii's
this.
sold because
Smash
of
Bros.
Mario Brothers.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this.
Smash Brothers.
I'm gonna definitely throw this out there, and then we'll definitely kind of come to a close. But if there is one thing that Nintendo has not ever stopped making at the highest level, it's handheld consoles.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether the Wii U is the Wii U handheld console is ridiculous. The Wii U itself, it competes with the stuff that's out. Well, the stuff that was out yesterday.
You can't compete with the 3DS though. I mean, the
3DS is just the 3DS. In my opinion, is one of the best handheld consoles you can carry.
That Pokemon, son, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude.
I held off on a 3DS for a long time, and then Pokemon X and Y comes out. and
X and
I'm
Y.
at a Walmart at 11:30 at night, having a grown man buying grown. I had my beard was like in full effect at that time. I was a scummy looking dude.
You're like, I want Pokemon XY.
And of course, no one was in the section. I had to flag someone like, hey, I need to get a game out of the video game thing. And I walk him over. We walk over there. It's like, oh, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Pokemon.
You want the new Gears of War? You want the new, Grand Theft Auto? No, I would like Pokemon, please.
And she starts grabbing Pokemon Y, and I was like, put it down. I want X. Give me Pokemon X. I want it.
That's right.
Pokemon X has the funky looking Charizard, I think.
Does it?
Oh yeah, it has a super evil looking Charizard, which is awesome. Cool. But the legendary is like this freaking fairy deer thing.
Well,
Y has a way cooler. I mean, I like the legendary for Y way better. It's this weird death looking bird. It's like
I like the.
But you got to get them both.
I'm not that bad.
No,
and then I had to buy a 3DS. I bought a 3DS and Pokemon X same day.
Which 3DS did you get?
3DS XL.
Yeah, man. That's the one. That's where it's at. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
conversation later.
That's right. Yeah. Anyhow, we'll get into the Nintendo of it all later. Yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys for listening to us again. Again, thank you, Keith. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Prime. And we will check you later. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. I think Hanukkah is probably in and out by now, but we will talk to you soon.
Don't forget
Peace.
Kwanzaa. Don't forget Kwanzaa.
Oh, Kwanzaa. Well, that's after
okay.
Christmas. That's after Christmas, but yes.
Saturday.
Festivus.
Festivus.
For the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Xmas.
Or if you work in retail, hell.
Yeah.
And I don't have to bleep that one.
That's right. That's right. All right. Deuces, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Awesome.
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus.